Welcome to the Ultimate You podcast with your hosts, Andy and Dipper. We're here to elevate, motivate, and help you evolve into the ultimate version of you. Welcome to the Ultimate You podcast. We have a very special guest.
I can't wait.
Welcome.
Welcome.
How are you?
I'm going really well,
Good?
Andy. Yeah, I'm going really well. I'm feeling good.
You look so tan.
Well, I'm just travelling at the moment, working pretty hard. I've got a new TV
shows coming out. You've been swimming with dolphins
and sea lions, and saw the ultimate predator, the great white shark.
Wow.
I was in the cage.
Yeah, okay, nice.
One of us had to be in the cage. It was actually, but no, really enjoying life at the moment, and I'm just out there doing the best I can, but really working on my mindset. Because for me, I get tired very easily, and I'm thinking, I can't do this with it. But if you start thinking about who you are and what you're doing, you can really help other people. But thank you for that.
Absolutely, and with your schedule as well, that's why health and mindset's so important.
Health is so important. But anyway, we've got a man in front of us here who's got a great story, and I just feel like going on my knees now because being an ex-priest, ex-priest. And I just want to share my sins with the man,
Let's introduce the man. Everyone, let's welcome to the podcast, Stephen Morris, my man. Welcome. How are you?
High five there, Chad.
I'm very well, thanks, Andy.
Thank you for joining us.
Mate.
Awesome to be here.
Yeah.
So, your journey is incredible, which is why we had to get you on the podcast. You are a client at Ultimate Mount Waverley.
I am, yep.
And you and Bashan have been working on you for a little while now, and what you've achieved has been incredible. But not only for yourself, what I absolutely love about what you've achieved is that it's actually made a ripple effect so large throughout the UI community. I mean, in our community, we have over 8,000 members in our group, and everyone sees your transformation and is mind blown.
Yeah.
Funny, mind blown.
I met Steve when I was at Mount Waverley, just doing one of our boot camps. Introduced myself. I like to talk to people, and obviously Steve's a person talking himself. And I said, "So what do you do?" He goes, I'm a priest." I go, "What? What?"
Absolutely.
And all of a sudden we had this great conversation. And thanks for joining the podcast.
So you've had an unfair advantage. You've got the big man helping you along the way.
Yeah,
which is incredible.
That's it, yeah.
But
do you mean Dipper?
Hey, of course. Actually, he thinks he's God, but anyway, we'll move on from that.
The first thing I said to Steve this morning was good morning, and I said, "Have you seen that movie, The Two Popes?"
Yeah.
I was talking a bit of religion, but anyway, mate, great to have you on board because it is a great journey that you've been on, and you look absolutely wonderful. But not only that, but you inspire a lot of people. So tell us a little bit about what your profession is. And was, and prior to the priesthood, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I grew up in Melbourne. I was born in England, but came out when I was about 5. My parents came out here. I was a carpenter.
Wow, like Joseph.
That's it, mate. I followed all the way through.
If I was a carpenter, would you be my lady?
Well, I guess you could say Noah as well. He built the ark. But, then had a real sort of change. I won't say saw the light, but...
But you did.
Yeah. And I've been a priest, an Anglican priest for the last 15 years.
Wow.
And that has its daily challenges. I'm a family man. I've got 4 of my own children and 2 adopted girls. An 8-year-old and a 14-year-old, which has its own issues.
Yeah.
Girls, full stop.
Yeah, but we had our own 4 kids before social media. We've got these kids now with social media, which is a whole new kettle of fish.
Yeah, I can imagine. Absolutely.
I've had to make quite a few. I had to make quite a few transformations in my own life, going from the building site to standing in front talking to people. Language was a big one.
Yeah. Less swearing.
Yeah.
We don't have that rule here at Ultimate You, though. We
I know
love
that.
a good swear word.
I know that. I said to somebody the other day, I think it was Suzanne, one of my friends from Hallam, I said to her, how do you feel? You just made the priest swear. I noticed you laughed at that
You're allowed
when
to,
I said
yeah,
that.
you're allowed to, yeah.
I don't know. What else do you want to know about?
Well, I want to know. So let's
life?
fast forward because you're a carpenter and
Yep.
then you became a priest. 15 years. You're changing lives as a priest every single day.
So Andy, you were a carpenter too.
I was as well.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
right.
I wasn't a priest, but
Yeah.
I was a carpenter.
No, but
I was
that's
a good
right.
one.
I mean, a carpenter.
That's right. That's right. That's probably why we get along so well.
Could be.
And you love swearing as well. Secretly. But you became a
Secretly.
priest, 15 years, you're changing lives, but obviously you came to a point where your health started to suffer and potentially your mindset a little bit, and then you found UI. Talk to me about what got you started at UI and how did this whole transformation with us take place and start?
I was away on holidays on the Gold Coast, and I was with my youngest son and the two girls, and I'd contacted a gym in Bayswater before I went away, and they actually rang me while I was on holidays and I said, look, I'll talk to you when I get back. But that night, you can call it fate, whatever you want, but that night I saw an ad on Facebook for UI. And I saw some of these transformations of people and I said to myself, is this fair income? So I wrote down the number, and when I got back, the day after I got back, I rang up. And I spoke to a lady, and I've forgotten her name now. She doesn't work at UI anymore. But I spoke to her about wanting to improve my fitness. And she said, what sort of goals do you have? And I said, well, I'm on medication and all this sort of thing. It'd be great to get off that. She said, you know, I think you'd be a good fit for this program. So I rang up to talk to her. After 30 minutes, she had my credit card details. Great sales lady.
Yeah.
30 minutes?
Well, she asked me a lot of questions about my health.
Yeah.
And I wasn't in a good place. Not at all.
100%. And I mean, that's why our team is so good, because they're able to ask you the right questions.
Yeah.
When you come in here, and I'm sure you've noticed, it's not just, come in and work out, come get a gym. It's about where do you need to go? Where are you now? Where do you need to go? What are you dealing with?
Totally.
How can we help?
Totally.
What do you need to overcome? Where do we assist? And again, that's so important for our team to ask those questions, because we need to know you as a person. You're not a number here.
Yeah.
You are an individual, which is why you've achieved so much success. But from there, you were brave enough to say yes. You were brave enough to put your fears aside. You were brave enough to step into the centre, to the change centre for the first time and hit the green. Talk to me about that first day. What were you thinking and feeling as you walked through the doors and hit the green with all these new people around? What were you feeling?
Well, I don't know if the Archbishop's listening, but I was shitting myself.
Which is, it's again, very common, absolutely.
It's funny, though, just a little rewind. I've been a priest. You've been a carpenter, tough, on the building site, got to be tough, right? Go do your work, get up early, this is what you got to do, and then going to the priesthood, right? And then all of a sudden you said you're in a bad place. We think the man of God would be in the happiest place of all time, but you personally were not in a happy place, but you had to give that smile out. You had to give those eyes out to people, say, see the light, do what you've got to do, tell a story every week and whatever. But you deep down inside, you're going, well, this is not helping me either.
I'll tell you a little bit about that whole
do.
thing later, because there's an important...
Well, tell us now.
Well, the whole thing is, I've heard a lot of people, I've had so many people, and I've made so many friends at UI, not just at Mount Waverley, but all over the place. And I've had so many people tell me, Steve, you have to love yourself. I'm so used to focusing on everybody else.
Sure.
And I felt uncomfortable saying, hang on, I have to focus on myself.
Yes.
So I've had to learn that. That's been a tough learning curve, to say, right, at times I need to shut everything out and concentrate on this person.
Yeah.
For me to be my best for other people, I need to be the best I can. And I need to actually love myself.
I love that. And that's such a great point. This is the thing about leadership in any capacity. It's that, as you said, from the outside, some people think, you're a priest, you're meant to be happy all the time and you're up there. But the truth and the reality in life is that you're unhappy sometimes, I'm unhappy sometimes, Dippy, you're unhappy sometimes. Leadership isn't about being happy all the time, and you're the pinnacle of leadership if you're that. Leadership is about you step up in those moments of struggle and you share and show people how to grow and be better. Everyone has ups and downs, and that's what true leadership is about.
There's a couple of things when you introduce yourself as a priest, right? And people just trust you straight away, and they want to tell you their story, don't they?
Yeah.
I've never met you before, but I know you're a man of the cloth, and I've got a story to tell you. And you, being on the other side, you listen to that story because that's what you do, and see if you can help out, right?
Yeah.
And you get that all the time.
Yeah.
Just random people you don't know. But when you travel a fair bit, like I do, and I've said this before on the podcast, is that I'm always when the hostie comes down and says, righto, your life jacket, this and whatever, but when you need oxygen, the oxygen mask will come down. Put the oxygen mask on yourself first, and then you can help other people.
Yep.
The first thing we do is we run around and put oxygen masks on everybody else, right? But if you can't help if you're not helping yourself first, then you can't help other people. That's what you're saying. Yeah.
I went to a mindset seminar at, was it here? No, South Melbourne.
Yes.
And from that day on, that was when I started, because of what Andy said, was when I started thinking, hang on.
What did Andy say? What was it?
Well, he was talking about that whole mindset thing, about putting yourself in the right perspective and making sure you're right before you can help others. And I thought, I've never thought of that. I've just thought of giving without taking a step back and saying, I need to work on myself. I need to make sure I'm right myself. Because you can only keep giving for so much, and you just fall in a heap.
But it wears you down day after day because you're judged every day. We're all judged of what we do. Being an ex-athlete, you're judged of what you do, how you look, or whatever. Being a priest, you're judged of what your community is all about and whatever. Andy run a business where you're judged about the ins and the outs of business and are you doing the right thing by people and whatever. It's a judgment, and that's why we've got to stop judging ourselves, because if we start judging ourselves, then we've got no chance.
100%.
The other thing is we do foster care. We've got these 2 kids that we've adopted, but we do foster care also. We've probably had about 30 children in our care over 15 years.
Wow.
And I was crawling around the floor with one of them who's just gone to permanent care, a little girl, Chelsea, who I love dearly. It's hard to give them up sometimes.
Sure.
But I was crawling around the floor with her just before Christmas and jumping around and playing the fool, and I thought, this is so good. A year ago, I would have done this a couple of times and I'd have been going, and I wouldn't have been able to do it. And I thought, made these changes now. I'm going to be there for my younger daughters for a long time. And that was one of my motivations.
I love that. And let's talk about some of those things. So let's fast track. You've walked through the doors, shitting yourself, as you've just said. And from there, tell us about all of those results that you've achieved, because we're going to show the before and after photos on the screen in a second.
Okay.
But why don't you just share the journey, and then let's talk about where you're about to go, because I'm even more excited about that journey. And you think you were shitting yourself when you walked through the doors. Wait till we tackle the next challenge. But tell us about the results.
Well, I did 5 in 4 before Christmas, and the first 2 weeks, without a word of a lie, I struggled walking back to my car. I was nauseated, my head hurt, every limb in my body was just in pain. A couple of times I thought, I'm not going to make this, but I had teammates around me, and I class them as teammates, and I still love those people, saying, come on, Steve, you've got this. I had one trainer, Keith, coming up to me for the first whole lesson that I was there, the first whole class. He's saying, you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And I went away just that day thinking, these people care. It's not just a business to them. They actually care. I'll tear up a bit in a minute. But that plate, means so much to me about the care and the concern and the way people help you through. He advised me to speak to one of our PTs, Leah, and I've worked with her ever since. And look, she's been amazing in my life.
Great coach.
She is awesome. And when I walked through those doors, I was on insulin injections for type 2 diabetes. I was on Diabex tablets for type 2 diabetes. I was on high blood pressure medication. I was on high cholesterol medication. 6 weeks later, I was medication free.
Wow.
And I'm still medication
I'm
free.
fine now.
Yeah.
And it's the diet and the exercise. But so much, and I don't like using the word diet, nutrition. So much an important part of it is the nutrition. Yeah. I'm sold on it.
And it's quite simple though, isn't it?
It's
just not a technical strategy that we're implementing at Whole Foods. Easy.
Just watching you speak, it's like you've been hurt. It's like you've got your demons within you, you know. But this is really helping you. You know what? You know, you're making us feel as though that how can we help more? You know, because you're hiding something. I know you are. I know you're hiding something, but it'll come out one day because you're very intense the way you're speaking. You know.
One of the things I'm hiding, he spoke about just before, but he didn't mention it. That's
coming. Don't worry, we'll get to that in a second. We'll show you what he's hiding. Yeah. But again, you're right, because you're evolving, and when you say he's hiding, it means your greatness is coming out more and more and more. Your potential is evolving continuously. You in the first 6 weeks, you went off all your medication, cholesterol medication, insulin medication, etc. Talk about the physical results, and then tell me about your confidence and mindset results. Physical results first.
Well, I lost, in that first 4 weeks, I lost, I think, about 8.5 kilos in the 5 and 4.
Wow.
Then
so you well and truly smashed that challenge.
That was just before Christmas, and I said to Leah, so I'll see you in the new year. She said, I've got you booked in day after Boxing Day.
Right.
Went, oh, okay. So I turned up.
Good man.
As I usually do.
Yeah.
And we were a couple of weeks in. She said, I want you to think about doing the Aftermath program. And I said, oh, starting when? She goes, how about next week?
Love it. So just for everyone's knowledge, the Aftermath program is a free program that we provide for our members to keep them consistent and keep evolving them on the journey. And it's a challenging one, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And for me, like in my younger years, I had, like a lot of people do, had my own home gym and done some bench presses and stuff like that, and got into bad habits.
Full of, it's a dust collector or cobwebs everywhere or not?
Got into bad habits about lifting as well.
Cool.
And it's so different when you've got a coach there telling you how to do it correctly.
Absolutely.
And it makes it not easier, but just more sense. And in a sense, it does make it easier because it's protecting yourself from injuries.
100%, absolutely.
For example, I see so many guys in the gym who do bicep curls, right? So they get really heavyweight and they move their back. They're not moving their arms. And I go up and say, look, I don't want to be rude, but why don't you drop that weight, pick up the little weight you got there, stand there, put your elbows up against your body and use your biceps. And they go, wow, I get more into that with that little weight than the big weight using my back. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
technique's everything. Yeah,
technique and technical. I'm looking at Andy, look at how beautiful body, sculptured body is, and you're catching up. I'm going to get there.
He beats me. That's if I can look at anything like you in some of these photos when I'm your age, I'm going to be a very grateful man. Very grateful. Tell me about your mindset shift, because your physical shift was outstanding. The photos are to prove it. We'll show you on the screen. And tell us now about how that shifted your mindset.
Well,
confidence, etc.
I think I did Aftermath, and Leah was talking to me about Muscle Camp Phase 1. And I said to her, am I ready for this? And she said, yes, you are.
So Muscle Camp's our high-level program, which is
I went, oh,
crazy.
Wow. So this was another step forward. And I started thinking, the only limitations I'm going to have is the limitations up here I put on myself.
Yes. Yes.
Because if Leah thinks I can do it, I can do it.
Love that.
And if I believe I can do it,
You will do it.
I'll do it.
Absolutely.
I can imagine.
So did you do it?
I did it.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
But I've just got to say, I know it's neither here nor there because I never got into UI with the thing about you lose the kilos for free. That wasn't my motivation. My motivation, as I said, was getting off the medication, having a healthier lifestyle, being there for my kids when they grow. But I actually won the Aftermath Challenge.
Well done.
Then won Phase 1 Muscle Camp Challenge too.
Yeah. So you're on a winning streak.
You're flying.
He's competitive, this priest.
You wait till you do your Bikini Beach.
That's right. Exactly.
I don't know what I'd look like in a mankini.
Yeah. We'll say that's exactly right. I don't think the church will accept you after that.
Can I just ask? Do you preach in front of people?
Yeah.
Okay. So the church.
Yeah.
Obviously, so you have. So where's your church?
One to the south.
Okay. So you stand there in front of them now, and you feel so much better about telling a story, right?
Oh yeah.
And you.
Do you show any of your bicep while you do it?
Yeah. No, do you tell your story about
the robe.
You got the full robe. Okay.
But you tell the story about yourself, about where you've come from and what you're doing.
Hey, people ask me now.
Yeah. You go,
They
wow,
say,
you look good,
how have you
Father."
done this?
Yeah.
And I'm happy to share with them.
I can.
And I'm happy to say, come along to UI with me.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do a preacher's day.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because when you stand in front of people, they look at you and they want something from you. You know, and you don't know what you're going to give them. It could be words. It could be eye to eye, whatever. But I would love to tread that board, Andy, walk up and down and say, I believe if you come with me, I will make you the person you want to be.
I'll tell you.
I want to do. Pick up the phone.
I think you've got a new recruit here. What do you reckon?
I love that.
He did that to me at Mount Waverley. I'll tell you a funny story, and it's a bit of a running joke around Mount Waverley. I'd done one particular weight session with Leah, and my arms and shoulders were killing me. And at the end of the day, at the service that day, I went to do the final blessing, and I went, I couldn't put my arm up, and I nearly swore.
There you go. I would not want to be responsible for that. I'd feel very guilty.
So that's a bit of
Tell
a
us
running
about the muscle
joke
bikini.
now.
Yeah. Muscle bikini challenge, or the muscle challenge. You didn't do the bikini challenge. I'm staying away from that.
No.
But the muscle challenge, what results did you get? And then we're going to talk about what we're working on with you now for the next phase.
Phase 1 was when I started seeing abs form.
Wow.
How old are you?
60.
60 with abs and a priest.
Never
Come on,
seen
give it up.
myself with abs in my life.
I can see through your shirt now, and yours too, Andy. You see my 12-pack here.
Absolutely.
And I wondered after phase 1 whether that was it. And Leah said to me, we're ready for phase 2 later on in the year. And I went, what? So I said, yeah, okay. And my photos in phase 2, they actually blew me away.
Have a look, guys. So these are the photos from phase 2. Incredible.
Amazing.
Incredible.
Amazing.
Seriously though, the results are crazy. And when people, you know what's hilarious? Actually, I was going to screenshot this. Oh, I don't know if I've deleted it. I got this message I posted your photo on my Instagram, right? And then this kid messaged me on Instagram saying, do you think we're idiots? This is totally fake. This has been fraudulent. Wow. And I didn't even respond because I thought, I'm not going to be rude to this guy. But your results are so unbelievable that I'm getting hate speech on my Instagram thinking that I'm creating these photos. That's how good they actually look. They're incredible.
Mate, it happened on my Instagram.
Really?
I got a guy that said, that's impossible for that to happen in 12 months, maybe 2 years. And I said, well, maybe it is impossible to happen in 12 months, but this was 10 months, mate.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I've done. I love it. So, should we talk about what you're going to be doing next? Because this is what we've been hiding. Are you ready, Big Dipper?
I'm ready.
What are you going to do? How about you telling me what the next goal working on for 2020?
Well, my goal for this year is to actually enter a Masters bodybuilding comp.
Woo! Bring
That
it
is
on.
confident. That is, oh my God. sure we stand in front of people.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Show the calves.
Exactly. But it's going to be amazing.
I'll have to stand there and not say anything. Yeah. I'm used to standing.
What's your best part of your body? What's going to win it for you? What's going to win it for you?
His mind and his heart, of course.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, mate.
There we go. No, I reckon you're.
I've got it for you, Andy. Shush! I've got it for you. You're going to walk out. You'll be all tanned up, right? You're going to walk out, and you got your robe on. You got your cloth on, and you'll go, ladies and gentlemen, the priest.
That actually could be a winning formula.
The crowd will go wild.
That could be a winning formula.
The crowd will go wild.
But that aside, we can work on the stage show with your director over here later on. But how do you feel about that goal? Because it's a huge challenge and it's going to be amazing. You're 60 years old and you're taking it to another level.
I feel like the first day I walked into UI.
Awesome.
Shitting myself.
Good. And so you should because it's
So when's the competition? When is it?
Well, we're working towards. We're going to pick one shortly, and there's a lot coming up mid-year towards the end of the year, and we're going to pick one for the Masters.
Just a quick one, mate, Andy. Tell us a little about that experience that you've been through. And so, what is Steve putting his hand up for? It is. He's treating us.
Absolutely. Yeah. So any competitor listening is gonna resonate with this, and I'm sure from the outside you'll be able to tell. But it's a challenging process. You have to be disciplined towards the end of your prep towards the show. It consumes you completely. And for me personally, I love the journey of training twice a day, getting leaner, being super, super disciplined. But the most challenging part for me is a few days before the show. And I work on my mindset. Everyone knows I put my life and heart and soul into mindset. And I believe I've got one of the strongest mentalities out there. But before a show, I have to battle my demons, my self-doubt, my fears so intensely to still get up there. So many times I've thought, am I even good enough? And I remember before I won my pro card in Chicago, that was probably the time, and Andrew will probably back me on this, where before the show, I'm looking in the mirror and I almost opted out. I was thinking, I'm not good enough to get up there. I'm not going to win my pro card. I'm not going to win. And I got up there and I faced my demons and I won my pro card. And that was a really huge moment for me. And you're going to go through the same thing, and every competitor does.
Massive.
So not only is it going to be challenging mentally, emotionally, physically, but you're going to battle some demons, and thank God you've got the big man on your side because I know you're going to win. That's right.
And the Ultimate You people will sell out. It'll be sell out. We want the priest.
That's right.
Bring east.
So before we wrap it up, I just want to ask you if you could share your top lessons with anyone listening in regards to transforming, becoming better, facing their demons. What lesson would you share?
Well, look, the first thing I'd say is never think you're too old.
Age is no limit.
No. I remember driving in here to speak to you about this whole concept, and you mentioned some of those things to me. You said that you'll face your own demons, you'll be pushed to the limits and all that sort of thing. And I remember thinking to myself, my mindset can only get stronger from here. If I believe in myself, I'm going to do it. And it's not about winning. It's about competing. And being up there and just saying, hey, I can do this. And for all you people who are making up excuses, I'm 20, 30 years older than you.
Yeah, I love that.
And so many people come up to me at gym and say, mate, you're our inspiration. If I look like you do at your age.
I agree, 100%.
You should wear a little miniskirt cloth now so you can show your legs. That little miniskirt. And every now and then just use a calf and just go, and the Lord pointed to your calf, right? And you'll see.
I don't know whether we should get into this stuff.
I'm just excited because I know what the bodybuilding world is all about. And I'm so excited because it's discipline. And that's what it comes down to, discipline. Not for anybody else, for yourself. And the hardest person to discipline is yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
And look, the other thing that I've really learned, that when people were talking before at the other podcast and they were talking about how people are made welcome at UI, I was looking around for tissues because I was crying. My teammates around me, every trainer I've had, Bouchard, the guy who owns the place, such a great guy, such a supportive
Great
guy.
man, yeah.
But the whole of the UI culture is built around wanting others to succeed. And I've bought into that big time. Every person that walks in the door, a new person, I introduce myself and I want them to succeed. Yeah. I want them to do the best they possibly can. And it's not just the physical thing, because my mindset's changed so much around it all. I couldn't have done it without the mindset change. The mindset change has been so important. Yeah. People ask me what is my secret, and I say, well, mindset first, then nutrition, then training. Yeah. And that's the order I put them in. Yeah. Because people say, how have you transformed? And I said, well, I'm pretty good with my nutrition and I'm pretty good about thinking. And I'm trying to now start visualising myself on the stage.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's awesome.
Because I've been reading his book and he talks about visualising daily about the steps you want to take to get through that day to make yourself better. You know? And you mentioned, was it Muhammad Ali, who used to go out there and visualise winning the fight? And I've taken that on board.
Can I just wind back a little bit, just going through the sport I played? Of course, people say, well, why do you have to train every day? Kick the ball. You know how to kick and mark. Well, do you know why? You mark and kick and you kick and mark and you kick and mark and you handball, day after day, day after day. You get to listen to your teammate's voice. Because in a game, right there and there, like in the middle of the MCG, when the ball's in the air and you hear one of your teammates call out a name, all that training is right there. And it's the trust you have in your teammate, and you got to stand up and do what you do. Yeah. It could be you, it could be someone else, you know what I mean? And that's what the training's all about. It's about, at that time when you throw yourself on that stage, at that time when you're competing, that's what you've trained for. And that's the moment you're going to feel so good, so good.
Yeah, it's so true.
I'm wrapped.
You did a few things in sport, didn't you? What did you get up to? You won a couple of premierships?
Five.
Brownlow?
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Famer. Absolute.
Logie winner.
Logie winner. Absolute champion. But let me ask you, in your days, and you are a champion, let's be real.
Was, yeah.
Yeah, well, you still are. You're a good guy.
Thank you.
You're a champion in life. But did you use visualisation
back in our day,
did you go to bed and were you thinking about the game all the time?
Is how much the game had changed, right? When I first started as a 16-year-old kid at Hawthorn Footy Club, and then, when I first played my first games, all that sort of stuff, if we drank water, you were weak, right? We used to do 20K runs. You don't drink water because that's for weak people, right? And as the years go on or whatever, mid-80s, dietitians came in, we eating from steaks and to bananas and muffins, right? Starting to lose a bit more weight, doing more heavy presses. So mindset was changing all the time, And the things that we had to change to become a better person. Now, the athletes today playing footy are amazing athletes. Amazing athletes, So from not drinking water to drinking, 5 litres, Now, every player today, after a game or before a game, they get weighed. After a game, they get weighed. And whatever they've lost, they have got to put that weight on before they get changed.
Yeah, wow.
Eating pizza, lollies, water, whatever. It's a different mindset, but you got to go with it, and that's how you become a better player.
There you go.
They used to put the weight back on by drinking beer.
Well, that's right, exactly.
No.
Thank God those days have changed. We won't get into that. Stephen, I want to say thank you so much for coming on the podcast. But more than that, Andy. I want to say thank you so much for being a true ambassador to our brand and to what we do in our ethos and philosophy, because you are the pinnacle and you are the reflection of why we do what we do every single day. We wake up every day to help people like you, and you telling your story, but not only that, supporting others do the same thing is exactly why we are so successful and so proud of everything we achieve. So thank you, my friend.
So we're listening to Steve Morris, Andy, who's going on this epic journey. He's been on one. Now we're going to put you on stage. Yeah. Cannot wait. So ultimately, you people, let's get behind him. Yeah, let's get there on the day and let's just get him on stage and do your best, mate. And you've inspired a lot of people. You inspire me as I look at you and speak to you today.
Thank you, my
man.
Thanks,
Stephen.
Thanks for being on the show,
mate.